Hi guys, we're back with the fantastic creators of Mercs. This time to look at the USCR faction. Daryl, again, it's the Russians, and you're well known for your love of your comrades in Russia.
I think I'm just going to move. I'm going to go over there and learn Vlad how to play 40k or Flames of War.
Flames of War as well.
My favourite quote in all of Wargaming is in the Flames of War book, where they quote Stalin saying, "You have to be a brave man to be a coward in the Red Army."
That's it. And indeed, it's exactly the same for Mercs, because you know, well, give us a bit of background before we jump straight in with our favourite leader of the entire book.
Sure. The USCR actually is the one that is the one megacon that maintained more of its nationality than any of the others. Pretty much when the switches were happening, the government said, you know what, we are going to take over the companies as opposed to the companies taking over us. And so USCR is the United Soviet Corporate Republic, and they are very much in kind of the archetypical Russian kind of ideal.
Yeah, but I have to say, it's the one thing we did notice as soon as we saw, oh, everything's got heavy armor again. Everything's got, it's Russians again. And then you went, actually, that feels quite comfortable. It's a good way to start off, because it is the sort of all the tropes that you recognize from Russia generally. You know, it's the T-34 tanks and all that. As I said to you guys before, whenever Roman was going to paint up the Commissar for this, it was the T-34 tank colors were the first things we thought of. It's got to be green. It's got to have the red stars. It's got to have all that. So let's just jump right into it and go to our favourite guy, the Commissar. Any assault unit that we have led by a Commissar with 2 guns and not afraid to use them is great in our book. Again, he's your leadership guy, is he? So he's the auto include for that leadership bonus.
Yeah, for a number of reasons he's auto include. He's also a 3 armor figure, and since every other team in Mercs has only 1 armor 3 figure, or their armor 3 figure is the highest they go, the fact that he's armor 3 and the Behemoth is armor 4, if you don't take the Commissar, you're really weakening the USCR's chances of success.
Yeah.
And then his ice grenade, his secondary gun, is fantastically powerful for the Behemoth. And that's going to come up over and over again. They're set up to, everyone kind of sets up the Behemoth to kill people.
Yeah, we'll get to the Behemoth, of course, in a second, but it's the one we noticed whenever we were playing Russians. It's, do you know something, I might just drop that Behemoth out because the other guys are so good. He looks like he should be obviously the guy you should go for, but the Commissar is just incredibly good and always does it across the board. He's always been super successful every time we've used them.
The ice grenade people basically freezes you.
Yeah, freezes you to the spot. Three turns doesn't it last for as well if you get
3 rounds of activation.
Yeah, people can still attack, but they can't move, and if you're in the open, you're gonna be killed. So you have to be very careful moving when you're playing the Russian team, because they'll just hurt.
You want to freeze that sneaky assassin. You do from the.
That's it. We seldom use the words auto include lightly, but you know, he's been such fun using the Commissar as well that it's just great. So right, come on, let's get past them on to the other ones. We could sit and talk about Commissars all day. So the Monkey Wrench then is the next guy. Again, he's going to help the armor. Anybody whose armor manages to break in the hugely powerful armored faction of the USCR.
Yeah. I believe he's the one with the, excuse my language, move your ass PA. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, he does. Yep.
And that is an underused PA, which is to say, if you blood someone, you can then move. So you can be in the open, hurt someone, and move not in the open. Or you can be slightly behind cover, shoot someone, blood them, and move further. And so it's not necessarily as powerful as, say, move and fire, but it's a
we noticed actually whenever we used that, it came up a couple of times, just the move your ass, and it's helped by Snap 2. by
Yep.
being able to move out, and then you don't quite make it back in, but Snap 2 does let you get back in, and it's
That's
you
right.
know, it was actually it saved it saved the Monkey Wrench on a couple of occasions.
That's right.
So yeah,
It's amazing how many times an inch
yeah,
is the difference between safety and not, and that's where snap to cover really helps.
yeah,
Yeah, it's all them little boosts of the snap to cover to get partial cover or to get full cover that you want
Yep.
over and over again. That's why I find with Mercs you almost have to, with this game more than some others, you have to be thinking 2-3 turns ahead possibly of where am I going to snap to whenever I get there.
yeah.
That's
Uh,
right.
Yeah.
And it's
When
also the
you-
case of looking where I want to be. I'm here now, but I want to be over there. How am I
That's
going to
right.
get there? And where's the best places that I can run to? As Daryl says, run to, snap, run to, snap, run to, snap. And get that extra inch every time as well.
Or usually the question is, can I get there but still be alive whenever I'm there?
Yeah.
Generally you can get there, but a lot of time you die whenever you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next guy then is the sniper. Russian snipers. There's a whole wealth of history. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's going along with that. But what's the Russian sniper like? Is he solid, or would you say?
Certainly a slight deviation from the typical sniper. He's
Yeah.
pretty wild.
Yeah.
He's armed with a harpoon gun, and it's not a very powerful weapon in terms of damage, but when it hits the target, it anchors them to the ground, and so it's another weapon that sort of holds your opponents in their place. So it's pretty cool. I like the idea that he's got these big barrels that he just shoves up on this thing, and most action movies and a harpoon hits you, you're done. But these guys are tough. So
Well, it's actually based off a real weapon, even the name. And I guess when I was doing research for this particular weapon in Scandinavia during World War II, there were people who fought using Jarman harpoon guns or anchor guns, and I thought, oh, I gotta use that. That's too cool. So that's where it comes from.
Yep.
Is seems to be another person who's affecting the opponent's movement by
Right.
you blood them, you slow them down, you possibly hit them with the ice grenade, you slow them down. Is this a theme we're seeing throughout the army?
Yeah, it's all to set up the big guy. The big guy's slower. But his attack is very, very powerful, and let me just say that the ice grenade and the sniper, they set up wonderfully well for semi-automatic weapons like the medic has or the booster. But I mean, it's all for the ability to roll 3 dice at fire number 7 or even 6 if you played it right. On 3 people who are stationary in the open. So it's all for the Behemoth.
Yeah. The Behemoth then hands it out. He's got that T diagram whenever he fires as well, so he can catch quite a few people. And as you said, all seems to come down, use the other guys well, and use the Behemoth really to come in and perform the coup de grace, so to speak, come in and finish them
Yeah,
off.
that's right. Especially in advanced combat maneuvers, because this particular team is so strong with suppression, because one of their corporate abilities is intimidate. So if you're suppressing, you're gonna modify the dice roll of the opponent by 2 and not just 1. And it's so strong that if you have one of the other guys on suppression and then he goes on Overwatch, there's going to be some death, and there's going to be a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Behemoth, well, obviously we've played through a few games, and the USCR is popular around here, so he get played. But the Behemoth seemed to have a bit of problem with when he was being suppressed in return, because as soon as everybody saw how strong he was, it was, oh, suppress that guy straight away and stop him. At which point,
that's
that's why the Commissar actually turned out to be so effective, because concentrating the Behemoth lets him free to go and do ridiculously powerful things with loads of guns.
There's two schools of thought with it. His armor's 4, so if you concentrate and suppress the Behemoth, then you're freeing up your whole team, and he's not going to get hurt, and he's tough to kill.
Yeah.
The other option is to use your leadership bonus and the booster's adrenaline to make him pass the suppression test, because the adrenaline allows bonuses to courage and to attack. And so I think the booster is probably the most underused character in the USCR, mainly because people don't like the model that much, I think. But he's strong.
All the USCR guys are just manly men, and so he's kicking in a door, and
Yeah,
the guy's
that's
firing
the
with
booster.
one hand.
I suppose we should chat briefly about the booster. Yes, he's got that great pose where he's obviously either kicking someone over or kicking something in or about to stomp on something. Yeah, it was. I'll tell you now, when it came to Roman doing his painting tutorial, it was a toss-up between the Commissar and the booster. And the Commissar won because we like him, but the booster was a strong second because the pose is
cool.
It's just cool. Yeah, it's just cool pose. But the booster then is basically sort of would he be your sort of everyman? He can do a bit of everything.
And he's so important into a good functioning team. I mean, this is one of the few teams that has both a person who can repair, a medic, and someone who can boost someone's ability to attack.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite teams is Commissar, Booster, Medic, Monkey Wrench, and Behemoth. It's not a standard team, but that's a very strong, effective team, and I get a lot of success with it.
Yeah.
Good.